What's cracking, everybody? So I'm gonna hit you guys up with a little voiceover for the first workout, and then I'll go into more of a one-on-one face-to-face little approach. But we're starting off day one with some high bar squats. On the menu I had a 4x9 at, I want to say 60% or so. So that was around 275. These felt pretty good, I guess. The first day getting back into squatting, really, and for it to be high bars and for more than 5 reps, you already know that powerlifter cardio was activated on this day. But it honestly felt really good to just go in and to squat. It felt really good. I've missed it. The couple days before this, I was able to hit 405 pretty easily in reps. So that felt good because I knew that my ankle could handle the weight. And then on this day, it also calls for a 4x9 on bench. But I switched it with another day, my slingshot day, because I just couldn't wait. I was too excited to begin this training cycle and do the slingshot bench. So I switched it for the first day. I had a 3x6 at a 8. And honestly, it was undershot, but I was really happy with how it moved, and definitely happy that I undershot it. But it just gives me a little bit more room to progress for the following weeks. It'd be pretty cool to hit 315 by the end of this cycle, or the last week of this cycle. So that's probably the goal for the end. But other than that, it's felt really good. This bench kind of sucks. It's like really long, so I usually set my feet first and then set the rest of my body. But the other bench was being used, so I had to settle with the suckier bench. And then moving on to day 2, I had a 4x7 with 320 pounds on deadlifts, and these honestly felt decent. Because I haven't been squatting for a while, or deadlifting, and squatting for a while, these felt a little off, felt a little heavy, but they moved really solid. Other than that, positioning felt pretty good. See a little shoulder gains popping through. I threw the straps off because they sucked. I forgot to put my straps back into my gym bag, so I was using some that were at the gym. But overall, these felt really good. Definitely could feel my baby hands. They haven't held some weight in a while, so definitely my hands were a little tender after this. They were starting to rip a little bit, but we got through it nonetheless. And then after that, we moved on to, I believe, I forget. Here I am just messing around. Trying to remember what I had. Damn, I can't remember, but I had bench. I know that for sure. I think I had 3 count pauses today, or that day. So it was 185 for 3 count pauses, and I felt really good about those. For those clips, I'll just let you guys see it raw, with no voiceover, and then I'll come back at you for my third training day, which was squats. Or actually, no, I had front squats on this day too. I had front pause squats. So I undershot those a lot. 3x5 at an 8, but just getting into the cycle, I wanted to kind of give myself something to work towards, or work from as well. And my hips were so fucking tight on this day that it was really, really hard to squat down. So I just kept it at 155 for the whole set. So I'm gonna let you guys see those clips raw with no voiceover, and then I'll get back to you on my third day, which was my squats. What's good, everybody? So I'm gonna give you guys a little break from the voiceover, and I'm gonna give you guys a little one-on-one talk here. So what's happening today? Today's day 3 for me for this week. So today calls for a top set of 3 out of 5 RPE. So roughly, for those who may not know what that would look like or what it will quantify to, roughly a triple at an RPE 5 would be somewhere around 80 to 81% of your max. So that's what we're working with, anywhere from 360 to 380. But because it's my first week and I haven't really squatted that heavy in over a month, just taking it easy today. So I may sandbag it a little bit. I may not hit something that's closer to the actual RPE. I may hit something that's even lower, but that's just giving me some space to improve week to week, so that I have some room to improve, and I'm not just going balls to wall crazy right out the get-go. So warmed up to 315. I'm gonna do this for a nice little single, and then from there we'll see if we hit 365 or whatever, or probably do my my last warm-up. But for some reason I feel like I need to pause my squats today. It's like weird. Once I get down close to the hole, I'm like, something in my brain's telling me to pause, but we'll get through them. So let's get to it. So you guys are watching my top triple for the week. Kept it at 315. It's my first time going anything over 300 pounds or squatting at all for triples in over a month and a half. So keeping it at that. Nice little base, and I know I undershot it, but it's better to undershoot than to overshoot and kick your ass for it. So that's the top triple. So now what you guys are watching is my pause squat. So now I have a 3x6 at 295 pounds, roughly around like 65% or something like that of a training max. Yeah, so talking on the top triple, I know I undershot it. I can probably get like 15 with 315, but like I said at the closing seconds of the last clip, it's better to undershoot than to overshoot. Even if you overshoot, you can always come the next week and just make sure you hit the RPE. But then again, it's my first time squatting heavier-ish, so I'm not gonna push it. There's no need to. And you may question, well, how are you supposed to get stronger in 12 weeks if you're competing? I'm just giving myself room to grow. Because just because I did 315 this week doesn't mean that next week I can't do 365 or take a bigger jump. Since I haven't been squatting, I can take bigger leaps, bigger progressions in my squat work, just because I haven't squatted and I'm starting fairly light. So from there I can continue to progress and get back to where I was, where honestly I feel, other than being really sore and tight, I feel like I'm probably 90 or 85% of where I was before, but it's just getting back into that meat condition and strength. But now I feel really good. So first set of pause squats done. Now we have 2 more. So I'll see you guys on my last set. Alright, so I'm going to hit you guys up with another voiceover for this last training day. We started it out with 3 singles. This is all which I consider technique work. Basically, my philosophy behind these is, other sports, they have their sports practices where they practice technique and it's not very intensive. Our sport, in our case, we have to lift loads and we have to recover from them. But if we can lift light enough loads that'll challenge our technique, but we're able to recover from, It just gives us a little bit more practice with our competition style. So what you saw there was 365 for my first and my last single, and then before this, you guys saw my tech single on bench, which was at 260. And basically, I got that load on the bar because it was around an RPE of 5.5, and then I had a 4x10 at 190, and then you saw my 405 tech single on deadlift, and then I had a 3x6 on 2 count pause deadlifts with 300 pounds. But I didn't know how hard it was to do touch and go bench. Um, it honestly sucks. It feels so awkward and weird to do it, just because I'm used to at least having a slight pause. But I was happy to get those done, nice and light. And then after this, I believe this is my first set still. I believe I went into stiff leg deadlifts. I had 190 for sets of 8, and I did them beltless. I really like these to work on back positioning, hip positioning, working on loading the hamstrings and just getting an overall good back position. And they transfer over to the deadlift really well. So if you guys want to work on your positioning, I recommend doing these or adding these into your training program because they work your back positioning very well, hip height as well. So really happy with using these in there. So other than that, I don't have much else for the week. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. 1 week down and 11 more to go. So to regionals, here we come. I'll catch you guys in the next one.